Okay, I've only just realized I've been using the Sweat app for 8 years. 8 years. I joined the app in 2017, which is insane. Because I also did the Sweat workouts when they were the BBG guides. And I don't even know what year I did that. And I find myself doing these reviews every few years because I'm still using the app. So if anyone's qualified to talk about it, it's me, okay? And on top of that, people seem to find them valuable. I know when I was out in the big wide world of trying to find a fitness app, I felt a little overwhelming. And it's just like, there is so much out there. There really is so much out there. And you don't want to waste your money. And like, your time is valuable. So I find that doing reviews like this is so important. And as things evolve or don't evolve or this and that, you can get the real insight from someone who is continuously using the app. A lot of the reviews that I find on the internet with apps like this are people who just like do the free trial because their channel is about like reviewing fitness apps, or, you know, they have a fitness account and they just like, you know, do the 7-day trial or do a 30-day trial trying this app and then they cancel it and go back to whatever they were doing before. You know what I mean? They give you a short-term review. And I do think that those can be helpful, but I do find so much value in searching for long-term reviews. Anyway, let's continue. So this is completely unsponsored. It is one of the most viewed videos on my channel. And of course, that indicates to me that people are looking for this. So I thought, why not do an updated 2025 one and let the people know what they want to know. So if there is something that I do not cover in this video that you would like to know about the Sweat app, let me know in the comments and I would love to go into depth about it or see if I can browse the app and find the information for you. So let's start with like the overall program. Over the years, the Sweat App has introduced so many more workouts. They have now Pilates, they have bar, they have yoga. They of course still have their high intensity workouts. They have low impact workouts now. They have strength training at home or at the gym. So there is a variety there. Back in the day, I did the high intensity ones, but as I'm older and with injuries and stuff like that, I now lean towards like more of the low impact workouts, the strength training workouts, not the jumping and not the high intensity, not the burpees, all that kind of stuff. So I'm into more of like lifting the weights, you know, your standard 10 to 12 reps, maybe the burnout rounds. I like using dumbbells with my workouts or a kettlebell, stuff like that. And I do my workouts at home at the moment. I did have a home gym at one point. I don't have the home gym right now. I have used the Sweat app while in a physical gym. So I've used the Sweat app. I've used it on the road during road trips. I've used the Sweat app in so many different scenarios as well. And so I love the flexibility of the app. So they have a wide range of variety when it comes to the type of workouts. And I like the flexibility, and that's why I really have stuck to this app over the years, because even with an injury, I've been able to navigate that using the app and switching things up. Also, popping in randomly as I just finished my morning workout, I also forgot to add that like if you're running short and you don't have time to do like the full workout from your workout program, you can just go into the on-demand or your favorites list and pick a shorter workout like I did this morning. So I'm on week 15 of my low impact strength, but I only had 15 minutes to do a workout today. So I went into my favorites. I have a 15 to 20 minute workout in there. It took me 17 minutes to finish and we're done. We're ready to start our day. I still got my workout in. I still did some strength and I feel good. Like it really challenged me still. So that's another thing that I love, but it doesn't mess up my program. Like when I go back to my program tomorrow or next week, it's going to be where I left off. So it doesn't mess up my progress and it still allows me to be flexible. I said this in one of my other videos and I still feel the same way. I do wish that they had more lifting at home style workouts on the app. That being said, they have added some more strength workouts on the app that I have lined up to use. I'm about to finish the program I'm on now. And once I do that, I'm going to try out one of the new ones with Brittany Williams. I'm really excited to try that one out. I do feel like they can still improve when it comes to the variety, but that being said, there is a lot of variety, so maybe I'm just being a little spoiled. If you're someone that's worrying about like the variety and getting bored, it depends. It depends on like, if you only like high intensity workouts, then you will be limited. You know what I mean? If you only are using the app for yoga, then you will be limited. If you are only using the app for one style of workout, there is a variety, so you will feel limited. If there's all these workouts and you're only using a little portion of the app, you're going to feel like, oh, it doesn't really have much to offer. So I find that if you are someone that is open to trying different styles of workouts, you will not feel bored using the app. That being said, when it comes to like strength training can be very repetitive naturally, because you are working on like the core muscle groups, shoulders, your biceps, you're working on your glutes, your quads, you know what I mean? There are the core workouts to do to work those muscle groups. And I feel like the more I've started to understand this, like I understand why there are people out there that are, well into their fitness, do a lot of the same workouts over and over and over. And the way that they switch up their workouts is through their reps or through increasing their weights. Like I'm going into more strength training here, but I do want to just add this in there that strength training in itself can feel repetitive, but it's about challenging your muscles in different ways. So it really depends on the person when it comes to like the variety and the boredom. Again, you're not going to know until you try, and that's why I do love that they have the free trial. In the app, they have a section for your program preferences. So you can put in like, what are your fitness goals? Build muscle, get fitter, lose weight, da, 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 da. I've honestly never used this section. I go in, I do my workouts, and I get out. You know what I mean? So let's pick a few of these. What is your fitness level? Starting out, beginner, intermediate, advanced. Then there's where would you like to train, at home or in the gym? How would you like to train, with equipment or without? Which training styles interest you? This is where it has all the categories for the different types of workouts. So this will give you a good idea of what you can expect from the Sweat app. Pilates and low impact right now since my injury. I really love their low impact workouts, which they did not have when I first started the app. Like this is something that they've really started introducing in the last few years, and it's been so helpful for me. And I would say that another area is like pregnancy. They've added a lot of workouts on there for pregnancy, and they've now started introducing a lot more postpartum workouts as well, which I think is cool. So after you fill out your program preferences, it will then recommend programs to you. So I've just filled that out, and it's recommended a couple of programs for me. And a lot of them are the ones that I've been looking at or have already done. So that's really cool. That's a really cool feature that I never used, that is actually really helpful. So if you're someone that's just like looking for the simplicity, like just tell me what to do, you can go into my program preferences, fill out all the little questions, and then at the end it will spit out a bunch of workouts based on those preferences that you've punched in, and you can start from there. The structure of the programs progress as you go. So they get more challenging, and they're actually structured in a way that targets your body in a specific way. Like they don't just throw workouts together to throw them together. They are put together in a functional way to work the muscle groups in like an efficient, functional way. I'm not saying that in the most like fitness professional way, because I'm not a fitness professional. What I'm trying to say is that there is a method behind how the programs are structured for your benefit. They're not just thrown together and just putting in trendy moves just to put together a fitness program. You know what I mean? There is a lot that goes into the programs. When it comes to the workout experience itself, like when you are in the program, let's dive into that. Pretty much it's like plug and play. So once you pick, this is the program that I want to do, you open the app on, let's say the morning. Like I wake up on Monday morning, I open my app and I'm on week 1. And it will give you the option to schedule your week and pick what days you're going to do what workouts. But I like just opening my app on a Monday morning and I'm like, okay, it's legs today. So I click on the leg workout. It gives you the option to do a warm up. You can opt out of the warm up. You can do your own warm up outside of the app. There are options there. Like right now, I'm working through low impact strength. I'm on week 14, block 4. So the programs are in different blocks. and each block gets progressively challenging. And I'll tell you what, I forgot how challenging they can get at the end, especially with the burnouts. So like I said, you have your weekly workouts. This program has 3 strength training workouts a week and then 2 cardio sessions. Monday morning, I wake up and I'm like, okay, legs, let me go in, lower body basics, 20 to 25 minutes. Lately, it's been taking me more than 25 minutes to complete the workouts, but if you're staying focused, you can complete them in the 25 minutes. So if you click on it, you can go through and see the entire structure of the workout. You can just scroll down. It has 2 supersets and a circuit and then a burnout round for this week, 14. So if I was starting on week 1, there would not be a burnout round. There's 4 laps to this superset. If this was week 1, there would probably be 3 laps to the superset. It is challenging you in different ways. And then on top of that, you have the control of how much weight you're using, and you get to increase it and challenge it in that way. So you click on start workout and it will give you the options for the warm up. You can choose no warm up. I'm at a point in my life where I can no longer do a workout without a warm up. So I've been doing my warm ups. Then we start our program.
Goblet stop squat, 12 reps.
And it gives you a little animated image of the trainer doing the workout so you can see the correct form, which I love.
Squat, 12 reps.
Once you finish your 12 reps, you go on to the next one.
Leg Romanian deadlift, 20 reps, 10 per side.
Then you're on your rest and it counts down 30 seconds. And then you do that over again for your superset. Once you get to the circuits, it's actually timed. It will go for 15 seconds or 30 seconds or however long the session is. And then it will switch to the next workout. I like those because I don't have to touch my phone and it just goes by. It stops me from getting distracted. It beeps when it's going to the next lap. It says the reps. So when I have headphones in and I'm listening to it, I don't need to be looking at the screen because they're like, okay, rest is over, ding, ding, ding. This is the workout we're doing. This is how many reps we're doing. So I can be guided through the audio without having to look at my screen. But the screen is there for me to reference. You can, let's say the goblet stop squat, you can go in and it shows you a little animation. It gives you a little breakdown of how to do the workout. It gives you an option for a substitute. And you choose your reason, and then it gives you, if you swipe over, it shows you the muscle groups that it's working. I really love that because sometimes I'm like just curious, and I'm like, and I don't know, I find that when I know what muscle I'm working, I can like visualize it, and then like, I don't know, it gives me that mind muscle connection. And so I'm like visualizing it while I'm doing the workout, and I'm like in the zone. So I like sometimes if I'm like, oh, I don't know what muscle group this is really targeting, I'll like do the little swipe over to see what muscle group I'm targeting. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then I like envision myself with like really strong muscles. Like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. I don't know. Am I weird? Maybe I'm weird, but I really like that feature. So that's what I mean when I say like, there's no trainer yelling at you, but I still do feel guided because they're telling me when my rest is over. They're telling me, okay, how many sets, what I need to do. And it's like, it's speaking it to me. And I like not having to be on my phone. I like not having to like reference my phone every single time. So I can kind of just set my phone down. And this was really helpful, especially when I was in the gym, like a physical gym. Because I had my headphones on a lot. When I'm training at home, I don't really have headphones on. I can have my Spotify on in the background and I can still hear that with my music playing. And I find that the structure of it is very like beginner friendly, intuitive. There's not all that, you don't have to click around and do all these things. It's just like, this is your workout program, start workout. The pause button is right there. The skip button, it looks very much like a music player with the pause and the forward. And so it's very intuitive. So let's dig into like the nutrition aspect of the app. I'm not going to lie, I have not used one recipe on the app. It isn't something that I forget it's there. But there are other features on the app like forums. There's the community tab, activity, planner, food. I don't use them. I don't use any of them. I just use the workout. But for this video, I did go in and look at the food section. I wanted to see what it looked like. I probably looked at it once when I first started, and they have added new things to it. So they have like these vegan berry protein pancakes that look actually really good. A vegan fried rice. So this is all the vegan stuff right here. Strawberry overnight oats. We have a high protein section, trainer favorites, breakfast section, lunch section, smoothie and smoothie bowls, dinner, snacks, quick and easy, plant-based, Mediterranean, super salads, Asian fusion, fakeaways, and one-pot meals. So I did have a look through, and I would say like in a lot of the sections, it has maybe about 10 to 12 recipes, but in like the main like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, there's probably 30 to 50. There's probably enough recipes for you to do a new recipe every day for like 2 months. As far as like a fitness app, I do think that that is a good variety. If you are looking for it to be like this extensive like meal planning, like that's just not what it is. It's like, it's a fitness workout app, and the fact that they even have as much as they do on there, to me, is pretty impressive. If you don't want to think about what to cook, if you're looking to try new recipes, if you're just looking for a different variety, or if you wanted to try like a vegan lifestyle, if you wanted to try like eating more Mediterranean style foods, or you want to find some good smoothie bowl recipes, like there are options there. It's not endless and unlimited options. I do think that there's a lot, and I do not think that there was this much when I first joined the app. So and the stuff looks good. Like, so they have the ingredients, and then they have the method, reheating, storage, nutritional information. So they do have like the fats, carbs, proteins, and calories for the recipes, which I think is really great if you're someone that's like counting your macros or something like that, or like using MyFitnessPal, you can like enter this information into something like that. They do have a section in here that is like trainer favorites, like Kelsey's slow cooker chicken tacos, which I definitely will be making. So it even says like, while our recipes are created by certified nutritionists, we recommend that you consult a qualified health professional in relation to your individual requirement. When I get into those periods where I'm just like bored of my recipes and want to try something new, I might find some inspiration in here. I'm glad that I revisited this area of the app. There's a planner section of the app, like I said, where you can plan your workouts for the week ahead, and just keep yourself on track and organized. I don't use this. I just show up and do the one that's in front of me, and then do the next one, and then do the next one. That's just what works for me. And to me, that feels organized already. So this is just another layer to organization, or like picking what workouts I'm going to do. You can connect this to get your daily steps in. You can like maybe to a fitness watch, or to like the health app in your phone, which I haven't done. And then you get little badges, which is really cute, like 1 year sweativersary, 3-week sweat streak. And then you can put in a before and after, which I totally forgot about this. Or a progress picture. I updated a progress picture ages ago, and I never put another one. So I might have to do that. You can just go in and put your height and weight, and you can keep track of your progress in the app with the photos and measurements. So that's really cool too, if you are someone that feels motivated by that. I know it's not for everyone, but some people might find that really helpful. Then there is the community section, and this is the forums. I find the forums are kind of hit and miss. I always forget about this section. I find that there are people on there that are really active on some posts, but other posts it's like a ghost town, and like people aren't getting their messages replied to by others. I don't know. But then I did see something that someone was saying, like, we really want more yoga in the app. We really want more yoga in the app. And Sweat replied to them, which was really cool to see. I do find over the years, I've felt that Sweat is really active with their online communities on places like Instagram, and obviously within the forum. It was really cool to see that they actually replied to them. I think that the biggest place that I've seen community within the Sweat app is on Instagram, within the trainers' Instagram communities. If you like really get into the app and you have a trainer that you really enjoy their workouts, I would recommend following them on Instagram, because they are really active. They post great content, and like you can just be amongst like-minded people in the comments. I've connected with so many other Sweat users just by being on the Sweat community on Instagram, like interacting with trainers' posts and like just being in the comments and like hearing other people's stories or seeing them post their sweat workouts or anything like that, like, or like the hashtags for the different programs and stuff like that. I've connected with other people that use the Sweat app and like share their journey on Instagram. And so Instagram, the Sweat app, the Sweat community on Instagram, I feel like is way more thriving than the Sweat community on the forums, but that's just my personal experience. You know, someone else might be like living and breathing the Sweat community forum, but for me, it is something that I forget is there often. Like I said, I'm going in, I'm doing my workouts, I'm getting out, I'm going to eat. All right, let's dig into the equipment and the accessibility. Like I said, you do not need equipment to use the Sweat app. There are so many options for no equipment workouts, like zero equipment workouts. They just released a program where you can just use like the TheraBands or the resistance training bands. That's one that would be really helpful if you're someone that's like on the go, traveling, and you just want to get a quick workout in. You don't need to have a full gym in your hotel or wherever you're staying. You can just bring a band with you and like get in a good workout. If you're someone that's like, well, I don't even have dumbbells at home, I don't even have this, I don't even have that, like you can join the Sweat app today and start working out today with zero equipment. You can also start with zero equipment and then slowly like build up your home gym setup with maybe a small pair of dumbbells or a kettlebell and some resistance bands down the line. Like you can slowly add to it as you start using the app more and work your way through some of the zero equipment workouts and then slowly build up to trying other things. Equipment is not required in order to use the app or to see results from that. Now, let's talk about the subscription details. So the Sweat app recently in the last year has increased their prices. It was $19.99 Australian dollars, and I found that to be very reasonable for a fitness app. Of course, everything has gone up in the last few years. So they've increased it to $24.99, which I didn't love, but I'm using it, okay? I'm still using it. I'm still here. I mean, who likes seeing the prices go up? No one. It's not something that I would choose to have done, but here we are. You know, the price of eggs are the price of eggs, and I'm still going to buy eggs, okay? So you do what you have to do, and you get to decide whether or not that is enough value for you. It really comes down to your budget and what you have the capacity for, and if you feel like you are getting the value out of it. For me, I know what happens when I don't have the structure of a fitness program. I know what happens and I don't like it. And so for me, it's a non-negotiable to invest in my fitness in a way of having structure. That doesn't always mean that it has to be through a fitness app. It just means that I need to be investing in a way for me to have structure in my workouts that takes the guesswork out of it. This is what's working for me right now. And this is what's been working for me for the last 8 years. Still crazy to say that. But when it comes to the subscription, like it's been a while since I've actually joined the app, but the process was very smooth. I started with the free trial and I trialed the app for a week, and then I decided that I wanted to continue using the app. So I do love that they have the free app. I have used the app on and off over the last 8 years. So there have been periods, especially during an injury, where I canceled the subscription because I was working with a physiotherapist and I wasn't doing the workouts. So there was no reason for me to be paying for the app when I couldn't do the workouts. And so I think it was maybe 3 months I was working with the physio and I canceled the app. The cancellation is very straightforward. So if you go to your account in the app, there's a section that says looking to cancel your account or take a break, cancel subscription. It gives you a little prompt to pick like why you're canceling, like I'm not working out or I ran out of time. I didn't really read through them because I was so worried that it was going to cancel it and I don't want to cancel it. And so it asks you like 4 options for why you're canceling, and then it obviously will give you an offer like please stay, what about this offer? It will give you the prompt and say cancel with the button that says cancel the app, and then I think you have to manage something in your subscriptions and then it will finalize the cancellation. But every single time that I've canceled the app, I've never like had to follow up and call them like, you still charged me this and that, this and that. Like, obviously you have to be aware of when you're canceling. It's like anything, like if you're canceling within the billing cycle, it might not be in effect to the next 30 days. You have to be aware of when you're canceling, but as far as the cancellation process, it is very straightforward. I've never had an issue, and I've probably canceled the app maybe twice since I've started using it. I think I've had no issues rejoining or canceling the app. So I think it's very straightforward. Someone else might have a different experience, but this has been my experience. All right. I thought it would be fun to do like a rapid fire Q&A. So I have not like prepped answers for these questions. I haven't prepped answers for any of this. I've prepped what I wanted to talk about. I did not prep what I was going to say. And maybe that's going to be a nightmare for me to edit, but we are here already. It is too late. Rapid fire Q&A. How much has the app changed over the years, for better or worse? I think that the app has changed for the better. I do think that there is still more work to be done. I think for the amount of years I've been on the app, if it sounds like there's a snoring dog behind me, that's because there is a snoring dog behind me. Since I've joined the app, it hasn't like physically changed much. Like it looks exactly the same as it did when I started using it. Still very intuitive, still very user friendly. Like they haven't made any like massive changes from the app. They have updated it like in terms of adding more recipes, adding more workouts, adding different types of workouts. But it has been very consistent over the years. And I like that because I can't stand when apps are just constantly changing and the button's now here and then the button was there and now it's here and this new feature and that, like it can almost get too much. I will always say I would love to see more lifting at home style workouts. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I love their lifting at home program. It is my favorite program on the app. I will always go back to it and do it over again. But I wish that there was more. I wish there was more weeks to it. I wish there just could never be enough for me. And maybe that's on me. I just really love that program. And I would love to see more programs like that on the app. And they have, but I will say, I've been on my current program for so long that I'm like, maybe there is another workout now that I just haven't done yet. So this, like I said, like you can be so focused on one program for so long that you don't even realize that they've added another one that you're going to love. And so I personally have not like felt like I've run out of that variety, but again, my personal experience. Can you stop snoring? Tyler! I think he's doing this on purpose. Next question, is it beginner friendly and sustainable long term? Yes and yes. I have been using it for 8 years. I used it when I was coming back to working out after a while. I used it after an injury. Like I've used it in so many like seasons of like getting back into my workouts. So I don't think that it's like too hard to get started as a beginner. I think there's a lot of programs available that are suited for beginners, tailored to beginners, and that really ease you back into it, even with the amount of workouts they give you. So some of them will just be like, we're just doing 2 workouts this week, okay? 2 workouts, and then you can do an optional walk. There are options on there for beginners to really ease into working out in general. So I do love that. It is sustainable. Obviously, I've been using for 8 years, so I would say yes and yes. What if I fall off track? How forgiving is the app? Like, does it shame you if you've missed workouts? Can you jump back into it without any pressure? The app is so forgiving, and if you fall off track, you can just jump back on the horse. You can completely start the program over, or you can start off where you left off. This is why I can stay on one program for so long, because I have restarted a program. Like, I just want to go back to the beginning. You can get to one block of the program, move on to the next block, or you can restart that block if you're like, I feel like I need to do that again, and I really want to see if I can focus on my form this time around. Like, there's so many ways that you can do it. There's so many options. That's what I really do love about the app. I feel like it is very forgiving. If you got sick and had to take a month off, you can jump back in. Maybe change your program. This is too challenging for where I'm at right now. I really need something that's more beginner friendly. You can go in and change your program if you've been inconsistent, if you had something come up, if you had an injury, if you took time off for pregnancy. Like, the app is very flexible in that way. I don't think that you would be able to use an app for this long if it wasn't flexible around the seasons of life? Does the program actually help you build confidence and feel strong? Absolutely. So like I said before, this app isn't just about like throwing in like trendy workouts just so that you can be doing the latest trend and like grow a big booty. You know what I mean? Like while there is a whole workout program dedicated to strong glutes, it's dedicated to strong glutes, like building that muscle. Obviously the aesthetics will be a added bonus to that, but like the programs are created to be functional, to build your endurance, to build your strength, to build your mobility, to build your flexibility, to build the core strength, to build like the functional fitness part of your body. Like it is built for the benefit of like increasing your fitness. There is such an amazing functional aspect to the workouts. It has really helped me feel okay with working out 3 times a week. And I used to have this mindset of like, if I'm not working out 5 to 6 times a week, I can't make progress. It's been more than enough. And if I feel like I need to add something else on, or I'm like, ooh, I have a bit more energy today, or, you know, I want to challenge my body today and I've done all my workouts for the week. You can go in and there's an on-demand section and you can pick a workout and you can just do that workout. And there's little challenges in there. There's a section where you can add like your favorite workout. So if I'm doing a workout in a program and I'm like, ooh, I really loved this day. Like this workout for this day, I loved it. I just click the little love heart, and it puts it in my favorite section. And on some days I can just go into my favorites and I just pick one. And I already know I'm going to love it because I have a whole section of favorites there. What's the real community vibe like? Like I said, I feel like if you want to get involved with the sweat community, it's over on Instagram. That's where the people hang out. You know, that's where the trainers are posting. That's where you can get like real deep personal connection. The sweat Instagram community is where it's at. Does the app support rest and self-compassion? I think that it does. There is a literal section on the app for you to log a rest day and log recovery. They do prioritize recovery. They encourage you to do a warm up. They encourage you to do a cool down. They encourage you to do a rest day. They encourage you to do a recovery day. So like the mobility aspect and the rest aspect and like warming your muscles up to prevent the injury is built into the app. I do more warm ups and cool downs because of the sweat app, because it's built in. They make it easy for me to just click, okay, I'll do a warm up. It guides me through it, and then we start my workout. Sometimes I felt like overwhelmed with warm ups because I'm like, I don't know what is considered a warm up. And I would just do walks for warm ups. And this is like tailored to, okay, is this a lower body day or an upper body day? And the warm up is tailored to that. So I really like that. And the same with the cool down. Your take on the in-app communities or forums, are they helpful or not? I personally would say that I have not found any benefit from the sweat app forum in the app. But someone else that like utilizes it more might. But even from scrolling through, it's not popping. The energy there is, it's hit or miss is what I will say. And like, that's coming from someone who hasn't spent enough time in there, but there's not really much incentive for me to spend time in the forum section of the app. Is it worth the subscription fee? Obviously, yes, I'm still paying for it, or else I wouldn't be paying for it. So I personally find it to be worth the subscription fee. Everything's been increasing prices, so I'm not like trying to take that too personally. Like it's still delivering what I need it to deliver, and I will continue paying for it until I feel like it no longer is adding value into my life. So far, so good. 8 years strong. When I think about like Australian gyms right now, or like I haven't had a gym membership and I can't remember how long, but they were going for like easily $15 to $20 a week. This is like half the price of a gym membership. I will say that I loved using the sweat app on top of a gym membership. Like, yes, it's not the cheapest thing to do. Using the sweat app at home is way cheaper, but I did like having the option and the variety of all the equipment at the gym. That opened up a lot more workouts for me as well. So if you are someone that does at home workouts and at gym workouts, you will have even more options on the app. But that's not to say that I have not found value from the app without an actual gym membership. What if I don't want to work out 5 times a week? Can I modify the schedule? My program right now is not 5 times a week. The walking aspect, I just choose as optional. So mine's is 3 strength training workouts and then 2 optional walks. So right now I'm just working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, twice a week, I'll try and get in like a minimum 30-minute walk. I was doing a walking training on top of the Sweat app, and that's a whole other thing. But you can find programs on there that aren't 5 days a week. But I've also done programs that are 5 to 6 times a week. I've also done programs that are 4 times a week. And then there's programs that have like 3 days a week and then an optional 4th day. There's variety in like the days. So you just have to find what works for you. But don't be afraid to challenge yourself as well. Before we get to the final thoughts and my overall pros and cons of the Sweat app, if anything I've said in this video up until this point has made you decide that you want to try the Sweat app, there is a link in my description. That is a referral link that is available for anyone that has the app to share with their friends and family. So feel free to hit up the description box to check that out. All right, let's get into the pros and cons and like my overall thoughts of the app, because we got to wrap this video up, guys. And my overall pros and cons of the Sweat app, I think it's great for flexibility. I think it's very user-friendly. It's beginner-friendly. I love all of that about the app, and that is why I've been using it for so long. I have talked about the lack of diversity in the app, and I feel like they were doing a really good job in increasing their diversity in trainers, but I feel like it's taken a slow step back. Of course, like, trainers come and go with these kind of fitness apps. I have found myself feeling like I scroll on the app and all the trainers look the same. Felt that way again recently, but that being said, they have made changes. I don't know if they're just going through it right now. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to see it go backwards a little bit. That was just something I've recently noticed. I think that like the diversity always could use some work. One of the things that they could add, obviously more at-home strength workouts, always more at-home strength workouts with some weights. I will always say that. But like more cardio-based programs, I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to see them have some sort of like bike cardio kind of program. I think that would be really fun. I don't have a bike, but like a lot of people have bikes at home now because of Peloton, So I think like people who have spin bikes at home, it would be really cool to have like a spin cycle kind of program on the app. I just don't know how they would execute it, because like when you do a spin class, it's like very much like, come on, let's go, let's do this. Like you think of Peloton, like I've done a spin class in real life, and it's just very much like I don't know how that would go in an app like this, just based on how it's structured. It would be really interesting if they found a way to execute that. But like, yeah, I've always wanted them to have like a treadmill workout as well. Do they now? I feel like I saw something somewhere. Again, I find myself having like every few months to go through and just like see what new programs they have. So yeah, like some sort of like cardio based like bike or treadmill kind of like running kind of guided thing. I just don't know. I don't know how it would be structured. I'd be really interested to see if they could look into doing something like that. Things like that I feel like are lacking. Something with jump rope, like skipping rope, a skipping rope workout, like more little like cardio based things I think would be helpful. And I've been saying it for so many years. I just wish that I didn't have to log my rest days. I wish that I did not have to go into the app to log my rest day, because on my rest day, I am not opening my fitness app. One of my biggest pet peeves with the app, I think, it's that I have to log in to log my rest day. I don't want to log in on my fitness app on my rest day. I am not thinking about fitness. I am not thinking about working out. I am doing my meal prep and I'm Netflixing and chilling. I don't know what more I can say other than I still enjoy the Sweat app after all of these years. It is something that I continuously come back to. I've said this in so many different videos. And of course, like I always say, the only way you're going to really know if the Sweat app is for you is if you do the free trial. See how you like it, feel it out for yourself. How does it work into your week? And go from there and make like an informed decision. You can watch all the reviews that you want, but until you get that hands-on experience, I don't think you're going to really decide if it's for you or not, unless there's something that like is a big deal breaker for you, like you need to have the trainer yelling at you to like, of course the Sweat app is not going to be for you. But if you've watched this video or videos like this and you felt like oh, it sounds like something I might enjoy, but I'm just not sure, and I'm having a hard time knowing if this is something worth, parting with my hard-earned money. That is, to me, a sign that you should at least give the free trial a go and just give it a try, see how you go with it, and then make the decision from there. Like, you're not locked into like a lifelong commitment with the Sweat app just because you tried the free trial. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, give it a try, see how you like it. And like I said, the cancellation process, even if you tried it for a month, the cancellation process was very smooth, very easy. I don't know. I don't think you have anything to lose than giving it a try. Even if it ends up not being for you, at least you know. At least you're not going to sit here watching another Sweat app review in 2026 wondering, oh, maybe I should try it. At least you're like, I tried it and it wasn't for me. And now I can move on and watch a review for another app. You just gotta jump in at some point and try it. But hopefully this video has given you a little bit more insight to give you a more well-rounded picture of like what to expect, jumping into an app like this. If you found value in this, let me know by hitting the like button so I know to make another one in 2027. Or drop a comment and let me know that you enjoyed the video, or let me know if you have any other questions about the Sweat app that I have not answered in the video. I'm always trying to figure out, okay, what did I not talk about in the last video? Or what is something that I've seen someone else ask about, or what are some things I would want to know if I was going to start a different app? I don't want to just copy and paste the same video over and over and over. I do think that there is value of like giving an updated review. My opinion can change. It really hasn't changed over the years. I'm always trying to find better ways to give people a more well-rounded picture of what the Sweat app is about when I do these videos. So your feedback in the comments definitely does help me do that. So hopefully this video was like a well-rounded review. If you are someone that is just here for the review, thank you for watching. Hit the like button. It helps me out so much. If you are someone that maybe wants to hang out with me a little bit more, see my life abroad and all those kind of things, my little day trips and stuff like that, my little like personal growth chats, stick around, hit the subscribe button, check it all out, and see if you vibe with it. With that, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and I hope to see you tuning into another video soon. Bye.